Salutations everyone, and welcome to my For Glory guide for Lucina. We did Marth last week, so I figured this week we'll be doing Lucina to just cover our bases here, since they are very similar. Being clone character of Marth, Lucina has the distinction of being closer to her clone character than any of the other clone characters within the game. There are very little differences between Marth and Lucina, and is reflected in their game style. There's really no different approaches that you would go about differences between using Marth and losing Lucina outside of the tipper mechanic, where Marth does more damage at the tip, while Lucina does the same damage alongside the entire blade. Now this can manifest itself useful in different ways. For instance, since you don't have to go to the tip of the blade to get most of the damage, while not as much as a tippered attack, Lucina's whole blade will allow for more consistent damage, especially when it comes to your forward airs, your forward tilts, something that uses a long sweeping portion of the blade, your down airs, which is also different from Marth's. You'll be doing more consistent damage with Lucina, especially when it comes to using characters, or going against characters that you really have to fill in the gap with. Your projectile characters, or your characters that just go in, like Captain Falcons and Sheiks. Lucina and Marth have the same, bad matchups, but Lucina can kind of work better, I think, against those matchups, getting percentage-wise, because she does more damage throughout the whole side of the blade. So, for instance, projectile characters, which Marth and Lucina would have trouble with since they have no projectile deflector devices, nor any projectiles themselves, and can be walled out by projectiles. Lucina, when she gets in there, she can get in closer and do more damage than Marth, because if Marth is going for the tippered attacks, there's going to be more space between you and that character, which gives that other character's projectiles more room to run. And here you see me going up against a Rob here, who is one of those projectile characters that's not a very good matchup for Lucina. And this guy was just, doing your typical Rob stuff. Rob is a very annoying character. Definitely top 5 on the annoying characters in the game to go up against. Not to say that he's one of the top 5 best characters in the game, but he's one of the most annoying ones. You also got like a Duck Hunt Dog. You got Diddy Kong. Villager, so the characters that just have either really annoying attacks or just suffocate you a lot with their spammy nonsense. Bowser Jr. comes to mind, speaking of spammy nonsense. And you see me down really early against this Rob character, because he's got his gyro going, as he should. If your character is very centered about one certain attack or another, you shouldn't feel bad about utilizing that attack. So he's using his lasers, using his gyro, using his lasers a lot, actually. This guy actually really soured his laser. So he, as you can see here, he's not getting the kill finished up on me because of how often he's just using his lasers, both his neutral and his smash attacks. And thankfully he didn't throw out too many forward specials, but I am in a jam here. I'm down by 50 or 80% or so. So I'm trying to just close the gap so he can't get that gyro out. See, that's about the range where Marth would go for a tipper attack, but as you can see, the gyro really makes that a non issue. So Lucina's ability to get in closer and deal more damage along the whole side of the blade is, I feel, a little bit more useful than the tipper attacks in projectile spammers cases. So now I have him at kill percent, which is what I need, but I still need to be careful. And thankfully, while Marth and Lucina don't have any, and see, he does get me there with the laser at 207, so eventually it was going to work for him. Get in there with the up smash. Surprise little up smash is not something that people see very often. Go for a sliding up smash, especially while I had those iframes going for me, even though I did take a little bit of damage beforehand. it was, I don't know, it just worked out. And while Marth and Lucina have no projectile reflectors, your counter can still counteract the power of a projectile. While you won't necessarily hit the character that throw or shot said projectile, the counter will still eliminate that projectile's use. It won't do any damage against you. It won't set you up for combos. So that is also something that you don't see a whole lot of people use the counter for, is just to not get hit and get damaged by projectiles. Also, you can use the gyro against Rob, which not a lot of people will see. In my experience with Rob, not a lot of people have picked up my gyro. See there, I used the counter. Otherwise, he could have set me up for a kill right there if I got hit by that counter. He could have gone for the up smash or up forward aired off me off the stage, and that could have been some bad juju. So now we're just playing a little bit of the edge game here. I have brought myself to the advantage percentage wise, and now I'm just trying to get him off stage, and bam, get the up air as he's trying to kill me, and to get the stage spike, which is all grand and good. That is something about the up air of which you want to utilize, because you will be, it's a fast hitting attack, and you will get that stage spike. And here I am with another bad matchup for Lucina. Sheik is a bad matchup for Lucina because of how fast her attacks are. She's able to get in those hits in between Lucina's sword swings. And you could say the same about Captain Falcon, somebody who can get in there with his dash attack, or with a grab. And it's just bad news. So as well as projectile characters, anyone who has fast attacks that can get in between your sword slashes of either Marth or Lucina, like Sheik or Captain Falcon, is not going to be a very good matchup. So you have to approach accordingly. And there I read an up special, and I was able to counter it, got her out there, broke her shield, and took her out at 66% with a fully charged forward smash. That's what shield breaker's for. It's there to break shields, and boy is it useful. The knockback and damage for Lucina's shield breaker was increased in the previous patch by what was it, 1 or 2%. So while not a whole lot, much of a buff, she also got a 0.5 increased damage to a lot of her attacks. So it doesn't, while it doesn't make a whole lot of difference within the character herself, doesn't change her combo game, her kill game, it just, gives you just a little bit more damage that will stack up. And here I am, 100% behind, since I did get the first stock. I'm still just trying to survive, see what I can do. And the edge game was, I guess, too much intimidation for that Sheik to take, and she just couldn't get the recover. So get the 2 stock here, and we will end it, of course, against the clone of which we have been cloned, and that is Marth. Most clone characters are not as good as the person of which they've been cloned. Ganondorf, not as good as Captain Falcon. Dr. Mario is a different story, but let's say Link, Toon Link, Pichu and Pikachu. The clones aren't always as good, even though I feel like a lot of people really like Toon Link. And of course people will like Dr. Mario, but for the most part, maybe not like a whole lot of the majority, but the clones don't seem to be as good as their originals. Pichu and Pikachu is the biggest one that comes to mind. I don't think anyone's claiming for Pichu to come back. But Lucina is changing the fate of clones not being as good as the originals, because she's got a lot to offer. Not as different from her original as other clones in the game. She has very, very few differences. The neutral air, I feel, is a bit different in the way that you can use it. Her down air is definitely different. Her down air has a bigger arc, and you can combo with Lucina, which you cannot do with Marth as easily. And see, there's the dolphin giving him just a bit further off the edge, and he doesn't know that you can back air to turn yourself around and then up special recover to get back to the ledge. So that's just a little bit of difference between Marth and Lucina players that know what they're doing. Those who do not as much. If you're facing the wrong way from the ledge, back air will turn you around. And so the combo, for those of you who don't know, is forward tilts to down air off stage for the spike. Useful, not the greatest spike in the world, but it's a lot it's very, very useful. You can get a couple of shield breakers off of each other, which not a lot of people will recognize as something someone's going to throw at them. And Lucina's just really fun. She's, you know, just as fun as Marth. And the shield breaker is still just as good. And along the whole side of the blade, he will get killed at 57. So that is Marth and Lucina for Glory. If you're interested in the differences between the characters, that video will be out tomorrow, or you can click the link if the video is already out. And I will see you guys next time. Let me know who you would like to see me cover and for Glory guides in the future.